啊，为啥选资源？为啥？为啥？我感觉好多都一样。为啥？啊不不是我说为什么是选 B？为啥？require 是啥意思？需要。好啊。这 ahead 好熟悉啊，在哪见过？在实践上面的吗？啊，应该就选 C。呃啊， 啊，回去了，回去了。我上次好像是这个，但是我也不知道为啥。但我当时我不知道为啥呀，所以为啥呀？WHOES 这是什么单词？我记得我看这个 who 的变革，我看过最奇怪的就是加个 m 啊，who 啊，whose 啊，好像是，我记得我上次看那个 whom 的宾格，我都不知道 who 什么时候用宾格，这是啥？老师，这个 virus 是啥意思啊？我多样的哈比，应该是这个，不对吧？哎，对吗？这应该没加 d 吧？我记得这个是结尾的话是加 d，前面的话加 ing，不加是干嘛的嘞？
The listening section has three parts. Part one, four short conversations, each followed by one question. Part two, one longer conversation, followed by four questions. Part three, one lecture, followed by six questions. You will hear each conversation or lecture only one time. Answer each
OK
question before continuing. To continue to the next
啊，对，它不能 go back。
click the next button. In this section, you cannot use the back button to return to an earlier question. The number of questions and the amount of time you have to answer the questions will be shown separately for each section in the question time left window on your screen. Time is not counted while you are listening to the conversation or lecture. Now, prepare to listen to four short conversations and to answer one question after each. You will have a total of 80 seconds to answer the four questions. This time will be shown in the time left window.
Some of us are going to town tomorrow after school. Do you want to come?
Thanks, but I have to write my speech for English class, and then I have to work. I take care of my neighbor's children on Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah. I saw you in the park with them last week.
What will the girl do tomorrow after school?
这不做过吗？大
Can I come over to your house tomorrow around 4 o'clock? I really need some help before the math test.
I'll be happy to help you. And I'll ask my mother if you can stay for dinner. She said yesterday she hasn't seen you since the concert at school.
What will the girl do?
那个我想想是那个这个
Have you finished the paper for Mr. Johnson's class? It's due tomorrow.
他的电脑坏了，做4遍了。
My father took it to the repair shop this morning.
Well, I'm finished, so you can come over to my house and use my computer.
What is the boy's problem?
电脑耐造人，耐造的电脑，他的电脑烂了。
Here's some fruit for the science club party. I'm worried that
他要多做一点食物。
I'm bringing soft drinks, and some other people are bringing snacks to eat.
That might not be enough food. I think I'll bake a cake. I still have time to do that. At least the party decorations are done.
What will the girl do?
他要多做一点食物。
Now prepare to listen to one longer conversation and to answer 4 questions about the conversation. You will have a total of 2 minutes to answer the 4 questions. This time will be shown in the time left window. In the following conversation, a student speaks to her basketball coach. Hi, Beth. How are you today?
Great.
这什么意思呀？
Basketball team is one of the 4 finalists in the state tournament.
老这什么意思？
Win the championship, don't you?
这个 they play once。
This is the best girls basketball team I've coached in all my years of teaching at Wilson High School.
We've won all the games we've played this year.
Yes, we have. If any group of athletes
老这
has
啥意
a
思？
chance to win the championship, it's this team.
We just have to stay focused and keep doing what we've been doing all along.
You're right about that.
Mr. Paul,
老师这是啥？
the problem we wanted
我说这个是啥？
Oh, what's that? Don't tell me you broke
Makes
the
it
finger
legit.
and can't play in the tournament.
No, it's nothing like that.
Huh.
I have a problem with my schedule.
What kind of a problem?
就是我指着的这个玩意儿是啥呀？
The tournament begins. I only realized the conflict yesterday when we found out our team was going to be in the tournament.
Oh.
我屌，嘿嘿，
Only wedding.
And I don't want to miss the
回复的意
tournament.
思吧？
I've been thinking about it, and I might have 2 possible solutions.
啊，好吧。
Tell me about them.
My parents said they're willing to drive me to the tournament on Saturday morning. If they did, I could be there by noon.
But then we our gun on the first day of the tournament. We play against Clarksburg
这个没问题。
Saturday morning, bright and early, at 9 o'clock. You're the best defensive player we've got. I don't know if we can win without you. What's the second solution you thought of?
Well, instead of arriving on Saturday, I could leave after the wedding on Friday night. My
看左边，
sister is willing to drive me to the tournament when the wedding ends.
But won't that be pretty late at night?
But if
反过来就抵到关机线了。
I think we'll be fine.
Either way, you won't get to travel to the tournament on the bus with the rest of the team. The bus leaves Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock.
I'm afraid I'll miss that part no matter what I do.
It'll be a shame for you to miss all the fun of riding on the bus with the team. Everyone will be so energized. But the championship is what really matters. I have an idea.
What's that?
Could you leave the wedding a little early?
I suppose I could, but my sister can't. She's the photographer.
Well, that won't work. The photographer definitely has to stay until the end.
Right.
Well, if you're willing to drive half the night and get up early to play,
他要去那个参加篮球队，但是呢，不能照顾他的妹妹，所以说那个啥
Can't possibly drive back the same night. And if we're sharing a hotel room with some other team members, we'll wake them up because we'll be arriving in the middle of the night.
I didn't think about that. If your sister is willing to get you to the tournament, then we'll find a bed for her. I think I've got a little extra money in the budget. I'll call the hotel and reserve one more room for you and your sister.
Really, that's great. Thank you, Mr. Paulson.
I think it's our best solution.
And after we win the championship, I can come back home on the bus with the rest of the team. My sister won't be able to stay because she has to work.
I'm grateful to her for being willing to help us out and for making sure you'll be playing for us in that first day's game. Now, prepare to answer 4 questions about the conversation. You may refer to your notes when answering the questions. Why is Beth happy?
"啊，应该是这个吧。OK， 没有问题，看来我记得没有问题。
What is Beth's problem?
我记得是这个，因为就这个我看不懂，好像第一个也看不懂。
What does Mr. Paulson suggest that Beth do?
这
What will Mr. Paulson do? Now, prepare to listen to a lecture and to answer 6 questions about the lecture.
OK，
You will have a total of 3 minutes to answer the 6 questions.
卡官
This
方的
time
bug，
will be shown in the time left
Hmm?
window.
卡官方的 bug。
Following is part of a lecture on the use of tools by animals.
People used to think that one of the main differences between us and other animals was that
好了，又是这个
tools
讲生物讲最后的原始生
some
态。
intelligence come from the environment and use it as a tool to
啊，没有
accomplish
问题，true，听见
and
了。
even more intelligence to make it to change an object in some way so that it can be used as a tool. But a lot of research in the last few decades has shown us that quite a few animals other than humans also make and use tools. We know that members of the ape family, since they have highly developed brains, use tools. For example, gorillas use sticks as the grab for the chain before crossing it. But even animals that are not apes, that have a
Okay.
little lower cognitive ability, they use tools too. A biologist observed an elephant in South Africa that was drinking water from a hole in the ground. When it was done drinking, it made a plug by ripping some bark off the tree and shooting it into the shape of a ball. Then it stuck the ball of bark into the hole to keep the water from evaporating. The elephant came back later, pulled out the plug, and drank more water. We've discovered tool use even in animals that we'd never expect would have the cognitive ability to engage in complex behavior, like tool use. Some marine scientists discovered a species of octopus. You know, the animal that lives in the sea with a large head and
首
eight
先你
legs.
得挑什么意思呀，小队。
They discovered a species of octopus that uses coconut shells as tools. These octopuses, they collect coconut shells and use them for protection. After a coconut is opened, what's left are 2 halves that look like empty bowls. The octopuses gather a few empty half shells and stack them, just like you would stack bowls in a kitchen. And then sit down inside the top shell, leaving their legs hanging out over the side. Then they stiffen their legs and get up on the ends like a dancer, up on their toes. What would be their toes if they had toes, and walk along carrying the shells under their bodies, sometimes up to 60 meters. The scientists call this stilt walking, like someone at a circus or in a parade walking with tall poles attached to their legs. Stilt walking isn't how octopuses normally move around. After the octopus moves the shells to where it wants them, it puts one shell on the seafloor and sits inside it. Then it pulls another shell over its head like a hat or a lid so that it can hide inside, like hiding inside a ball. So not only do octopuses collect the shells, they also move them. And then they have to correctly assemble the parts to create a functioning tool, the shelter. All of this shows a lot of intelligence and planning. It's a real case of tool use. Scientists define tool use in animals as using an object for a specific purpose. There is an initial cost to the animal. They have to put out some kind of effort to get the tool or make it from something or move it. And then they use it when they need to. Just because an animal picks up a stick and waves it around doesn't mean the animal is using the stick as a tool. The octopus collects the objects and moves them, but then saves them to hide inside later on. The tool, the shell, provides no benefit to the octopus until it is used for a specific purpose. So, this counts as an example of tool use.
Now, prepare to answer 6 questions about the lecture.
OK
You
了
may refer
打了。
when answering the questions. Why do elephants chew bark from a tree?
我想，我想看个5.0。
The professor implies that it is surprising that octopuses use tools because in what way does the professor compare octopuses to dancers?
我我记得上次是选的那个。
For what purpose do octopuses use coconut shells? What is one reason that the behavior, what example does the professor give of an animal behavior that the
OK OK 啊，如果凑巧是我认识的，那么我就可以开始蒙了。如果我凑巧知道这个文章它大概讲啥，就像昨天那样，冷知识，哈哈。哎，不对，是这个。哦，就是写作。啊，OK。2.0，我觉得第一个是写了一个很抽象的东西，我当时都没写完，当时还在想，就那么个东西，我怎么可能写的出来5这个字儿？哦，穿搭是吧？啊，说他穿，说穿搭，看到，我能看懂。嗯，哦，点错了。 嗯嗯。Once again 是名词，凑字数。哇，下个不想写了。我现在已经想到能源这个单词是怎么读的，energy。啊？
Because you will be recording your spoken responses in this section, please make sure your headphones are on and your microphone is positioned in front of your mouth. The speaking section has two parts. In the first part, you will both hear the question and see it printed on your screen. In the second part, you will hear a statement that presents two differing opinions or points of view on a topic. After you hear the statement, you will be asked to express your thoughts on the topic. Directions. You will both hear and read a question. Answer the question giving specific reasons and examples that support your answer. After you hear the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare your answer and 45 seconds to speak. What is one thing you like very much about your school? Tell why.
嗯，
Speak now.
I like one thing in school about the swimming pool. Why? First, it's very big. We can exercise in it, and we can no. Second, I like swimming, and swimming skill is very okay. We can 我都不知道这 swimming pool 可以说个啥，我当时我自己想了一个。
Directions. Listen to a short statement presenting two differing opinions on a topic. Then express your thoughts on the topic, giving specific reasons and examples to support your opinion.
是的。
After you hear the statement, you will have 45 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to speak.
Tell about one man or one woman in the world today that you believe is a hero.
Big nap.
Why do you believe this person is a hero? Use specific details and examples to support your answer.